Welcome back to the Xultimate Firehose. I'm Jim, your guide through the absolute circus that is Elon Musk's X.com timeline. And folks, if you're new here, do me a favor. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. If you're scrolling on X, hit that follow, because you do not want to miss what this man gets up to every single week. Now, let me set the stage. 3 days, March 9th through 12th, 2026, 139 posts. And I need you to understand something. That is not a typo. This man posted 139 times in 3 days. That's roughly 2 posts per waking hour, assuming he sleeps, which I'm not convinced he does. And these weren't just good morning tweets. Oh no, we've got a post with 65 million views about something that actually happened. We've got a full-blown war with the United States Senate. We've got him calling a company hypocritical, launching a financial product, showcasing AI that generates 30-second videos from a 6-word prompt, and casually mentioning he's deploying millions of robot units at Supercharger stations. You know, Tuesday stuff. Buckle up. This one's a ride. Let's start with the single most viral post of the entire 3-day window. March 11th, Elon drops 2 words. This actually happened. That's it. That's the tweet. No context, no explanation. Just, this actually happened. And the internet lost its mind. 65 million views, 331,000 likes, 66,000 reposts, 7,992 replies, all for a tweet that gives you absolutely nothing to work with. He follows it up with an ellipsis. Just 3 dots. And that follow-up? 56 million views. Because apparently the most engaging content strategy on the planet is to say almost nothing and let 800 million people fill in the blanks. This is the Elon Musk content machine at its peak. You don't need paragraphs, you don't need a thesis statement, you just need 3 words and the largest audience on social media, and baby, you've got yourself 65 million eyeballs. Now let's talk about what consumed the bulk of Elon's timeline energy during this stretch. The Save America Act. If you haven't been following this, here's the short version. It's a bill about voting integrity, voter ID, proof of citizenship. And Elon Musk went to war over it. It started March 10th. Elon fires off. The silent filibuster is an outright corruption of democracy, a denial of the will of a supermajority of the people. 23 million views. 92,000 likes, and he was just warming up. Then he starts a thread that would span over a dozen posts. Bravo, he says, responding to coverage of the bill's momentum. 332,000 likes, 20 million views. The man is amplifying this thing like it's a SpaceX launch countdown. Let Senator Thune know that you support saving democracy in America. We must pass the SAVE Act. 6.6 million views. And this is where it gets spicy, because Elon is not just advocating for a bill. He's going after the Senate Majority Leader by name. Thune needs to sing a different tune. 23 million views, 128,000 likes, and yes, he actually made a rhyming pun about the Senate Majority Leader's name on a platform he owns with 23 million people watching. Tell your senator that you want voting integrity passed. Every other country has this. 7 million views. He's literally running a grassroots pressure campaign from his phone. And then he tags Senator Schumer directly. Indeed, Senator Schumer, you are lying. 14 million views. Just casually calling the Senate Minority Leader a liar to 14 million people. No hedging, no I respectfully disagree. Just, you are lying. He amplifies journalist Sean Davis explaining Thune's procedural maneuvering. Thune has to kill it while also protecting his worst Renault colleagues from being exposed for opposing it. 2.2 million views on that repost alone. Please contact these senators, 21 million views. He's literally giving people a list of phone numbers to call. The richest man in the world is running a phone bank operation. By the end of the window, people are starting to theorize. One reposted post reads, I have a feeling the GOP is actively sabotaging the SAVE Act because they also need voter fraud to keep challengers out of their primaries. 15,000 likes, 810,000 views. And Elon just lets it ride on his timeline. No comment, just signal boost. This wasn't a tweet storm. This was a coordinated political pressure campaign executed through sheer posting volume. Love it or hate it, you've got to admit, nobody else on this planet can move political conversation like this guy. All right, let's talk about the post that probably made every PR professional on earth have a simultaneous aneurysm. March 10th, Elon Musk writes, if someone has mental rabies, they must be contained or killed, or they will keep hurting and killing innocent people. 39 million views, 272,000 likes, 12,758 replies. That reply count tells you everything. People had opinions. Now, context matters here. He was responding to a thread about violent crime. But the phrase mental rabies is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence, and contained or killed is not exactly the language of nuanced policy discourse. This is Elon at his most provocative, throwing a rhetorical grenade into the timeline and watching the shrapnel fly. And he didn't let up. Later that day, libtard with the bullhorn is more dangerous. 27 million views, 214,000 likes. If you thought the first one was spicy, this is the ghost pepper chaser. He amplifies a post about a literal terrorist incident, with someone noting the poetic perfection of a protester being used as a springboard while saying we welcome everyone into this city. 990,000 views. Then there's the London bus stab kit story. BBC reporting that deep wound stab kits are now recommended on London buses for some strange, unstated reason. 405,000 views. The subtext is doing cartwheels. J.K. Rowling shows up on the timeline too, going after celebrities who amplified claims about transitioning minors. It will forever be appalling to me, she writes. 2 million views, 60,000 likes. And Elon's just sitting there retweeting, amplifying, turning his timeline into a culture war megaphone. He boosted G.K. Chesterton, quote, "A civilization is not destroyed by wicked men. It is destroyed by weak men who cannot defend what is good." 1 million views, because nothing says casual Sunday morning on X like 19th century moral philosophy. Whether you think he's a free speech champion or a chaos agent, you cannot deny the man moves the needle every single day. Now let's shift gears entirely, because while Elon was fighting the Senate with one hand, he was flexing the entire XAI product suite with the other. It started Sunday night. Someone posts, geez, have you seen how good Grok Imagine is getting? One shot at this video with a 6-word prompt, 1.1 million views, and Elon just lets it percolate. Then comes the community engagement move. Share your best Grok Imagine prompts. Most people don't know how, so this will help them. 20 million views, 36,000 likes. He's not just promoting a product, he's building a creator ecosystem. Grok Imagine in a pond for 30 seconds, 43 million views, 60,000 likes. The man is casually demoing AI-generated video to 43 million people like he's showing you a funny cat video. The Grok Imagine power users start showing up. Debra posts image to video extension workflows. 612,000 views. The creator community is going absolutely feral with this tool. Betty Boop versions, holodeck simulations, a lone traveler walking across a glass-like ocean. These aren't tech demos. These are art pieces being generated by AI in real time, and the community is eating it up. Then the updates start dropping. Grok Imagine up, you can now integrate up to 5 reference images into your videos. Improved understanding of the prompt. Improved consistency between characters and settings. 292,000 views. This is shipping at startup speed. Someone posts, use Grok Imagine's new multi-image video reference feature for a lot of the shots, adding multiple consistent characters, objects, backdrops across multiple shots. It works scarily well. 520,000 views. The word scarily is doing appropriate work there. And the kicker, breaking. Grok has surpassed 2.5 billion website visits, 519,000 views, 2.5 billion with the B. On the Google Play Store, Grok has passed over 2 million reviews with 4.8 stars. I've never seen an app with so many positive reviews. 633,000 views. The Grok Imagine rollout across this 3-day window wasn't a product launch, it was a cultural moment. An AI image and video generator going viral through organic creator adoption. No ad spend. Just Elon's timeline and a community that won't stop making art. Now, buried in a thread about the SAVE Act of all places, Elon casually drops maybe the biggest product announcement of the entire 3 days. X Money Early Public Access will launch next month. 63 million views. Let me say that again. 63 million views. 159,000 likes. 15,338 replies. He just slipped it in there. Between posts about voting integrity and calling senators liars, he announces the launch of a financial product that will be available to the public within weeks. Like it's an afterthought. Like dropping a bombshell in the middle of a 12-post political thread is just how you do product marketing when you're Elon Musk. And the hiring push is real. The head of X Money posts, if you'd like to help us build the world's largest and most powerful financial network, come work at X Money. We need talented engineers and operators. You will impact hundreds of millions of users as we expand globally. 1.3 million views. They're not being subtle about the ambition here. World's largest and most powerful financial network. That's the pitch. On a social media platform. The Everything app inches closer to reality. And 63 million people just got the memo. Okay, now we need to talk about what might be the most important post in this entire 3-day window from a pure technology standpoint. because Elon described something that sounds like it came out of a science fiction novel, and he did it completely deadpan. Macro Hard, or Digital Optimus, is a joint xAI Tesla project, coming as part of Tesla's investment agreement with xAI. Grok is the master conductor/navigator with deep understanding of the world to direct Digital Optimus, which is processing and actioning the past 5 seconds of 41 million views, 74,000 likes, 7,322 replies. The man just described an AI system where Grok acts as the brain directing a digital robot that processes real-time sensory data, and he named it Macro Hard. You cannot make this up. Join Tesla for Real World AGI or xAI for Digital World AGI. 49 million views. He's dividing the path to artificial general intelligence into 2 tracks and recruiting for both simultaneously. This is not a normal recruitment post, and it gets wilder. Oh, and it works in all AI-4 equipped cars, so your car can do office work for you when not driving. We're also deploying millions of dedicated Digital Optimus units in the field at Superchargers, where we have approximately 7 gigawatts of available power. Millions of Digital Optimus units at Superchargers. 7 gigawatts. He's talking about deploying an army of AI-powered digital workers at electric car charging stations that double as compute farms. This is either the most ambitious tech rollout in history or the setup for a very expensive lesson in hubris. Either way, it's a lot. An analyst breaks it down. xAI and Tesla's AI team have been working on complementary, partially overlapping AI systems. Tesla AI has focused on vision-based intelligence for both FSD and Optimus, while xAI has focused on building a frontier. 673,000 views. The convergence of these 2 companies is becoming the story of 2026 in tech. Now, you didn't think we'd get through an Elon timeline without some shots fired at the competition, did you? March 10th. Is there a more hypocritical company than Anthropic? 8.7 million views, 37,000 likes, 4,688 replies. No context, no explanation, just a question mark hanging in the air like a cartoon anvil about to drop. And 4,688 people rushing to answer it. 2 days later, he pivots to OpenAI. Keep ChatGPT away from kids and the mentally unwell. 8.1 million views, 16,000 reposts. He's not competing on benchmarks anymore. He's competing on vibes. And the vibe is, our competitors are dangerous. Then there's the Grok versus ChatGPT comparison post that went viral. Was Charlie Kirk a good person? Grok 420 said yes. ChatGPT said no. Was George Floyd a good person? Grok 420 said no. ChatGPT said yes. 720,000 views. The AI bias wars are being fought with celebrity morality quizzes now. What a time to be alive. Meanwhile, Grok 420 beta just dropped in the X API with the 2 million token context window. Let that sink in. 2 million tokens. The post notes, GPT 5.4 has 1 million context. Claude Opus 4.6 has 200,000. 526,000 views. xAI isn't just competing, they're lapping the field on context window size. Whether that translates to actual performance is a separate question, but the numbers are loud. And the API release includes 3 variants, multi-agent, reasoning, and non-reasoning. They're giving developers a full toolkit, 332,000 views. The developer ecosystem around Grok is starting to look serious. Oh, and Elon drops this gem about Grok Imagine's content policy. If it's allowed in an R-rated movie, it's allowed in Grok Imagine. 56 million views, 128,000 likes. That's the content moderation policy. R-rated movies from the CEO on the timeline to 56 million people. The AI wars of 2026 are not being fought in research labs. They're being fought on timelines, in memes, and with engagement metrics. And right now, Elon Musk is writing the rules. Let's cleanse the palate with some rockets. Because even in the middle of political wars and AI battles, Elon Musk is still doing space stuff. And the space stuff is still incredible. Real picture of Starbase TX. 38 million views. 287,000 likes. He posts a photo of Starbase, and it gets nearly 300,000 likes. The man photographs a patch of Texas coastline, and it outperforms most people's best tweet of their entire lives. Liftoff. SpaceX launches a Falcon 9, and the timeline fills with the standard cadence. Liftoff, first stage landing, satellite deployment confirmed. 797,000 views on the launch post. Falcon 9's first stage has landed on the Shortfall of Gravitas drone ship. 804,000 views. At this point, SpaceX landing rockets on drone ships is so routine that it barely cracks 1 million views. That sentence would have been incomprehensible 10 years ago. Then there's the DART mission update. It worked. DART successfully shifted the orbit of not 1, but 2 asteroids around the sun. 1.2 million views. We deflected asteroids, plural. And it's like the 7th most interesting thing that happened on this man's timeline this week. And Starbase, the city, continues to take shape. First, a new city. Next, a tech-forward, community-first police department. Starbase is hiring a public safety director / future chief of police. 611,000 views. He's building a city and hiring its police chief on X.com. Of course he is. The window closes with Elon welcoming someone and musing. Orbital space centers and mass drivers on the moon will be incredible. 242,000 views. Just your standard Wednesday evening post about building mass drivers on the moon. Before we wrap up, let's talk about something that kept popping up across these 3 days. The numbers. Not just the engagement numbers, though those are absurd. The business numbers. Good question. That's all Elon says in response to a post. 81 million views. 81 million views on a 2-word reply. That is more views than the Super Bowl gets. Someone posts Elon talking about becoming a trillionaire. It really just represents percentage ownership in companies that I built. It's not like it's sitting in a bank account. 637,000 views. He's managing expectations on becoming the world's first trillionaire. Managing expectations on becoming a trillionaire. And his 1-word responses are getting 69 million views. A single yes in response to a Save Act post. 69 million views. That's not a social media account. That's a broadcast network. Meanwhile, William Shatner is doing an Elon dollar giveaway. Elon sent me more money, $69 to be exact. 812,000 views. Even Captain Kirk is caught in the gravitational pull of the conjuring Elon Musk attention economy. And for some levity, a Soviet joke makes the rounds. Our harvest was so enormous that if we stacked them, the potatoes could touch the feet of God. Someone objects, but God doesn't exist, comrade. The reply, correct, and neither do the potatoes. 925,000 views. Because on the Elon Musk timeline, Soviet humor lives right next to Senate filibusters and AI image generators. It's all here. It's all mixed together. And somehow it all works. So, 3 days, 139 posts, billions of views. What did we learn? We learned that Elon Musk can start a political movement, launch a financial product, demo breakthrough AI, and land a rocket, all in the same 72-hour window. We learned that 2 words can get 65 million views, and a rhyming pun about a senator can get 23 million more. We learned that X Money is coming next month, that Digital Optimus is coming to Superchargers, and that Grok Imagine can now make 30-second videos from a 6-word prompt. We learned that the richest man in the world operates a social media account like a teenager who just discovered the internet, and somehow it's working. The engagement is astronomical, the influence is undeniable, the chaos is the point. This has been the Ultimate Firehose. I'm Jim. See you next week when this man will probably have posted another 139 times about 6 completely different topics. Stay weird, Internet.